got 24 marine national parks and marine sanctuaries across the state, and they're all set aside to protect representative examples of our unique marine biodiversity in Victoria. They're all no-take. They were established in 2002. They're generally sort of out to 3 nautical miles from the coast, and they do protect some really important marine natural values.
Point Addis is a unique park. Largely, it has a sister park that is Bunurong Marine National Park, which is over the other side to us. So the only bit of the coast along here between Melbourne and Cape Otway that's reserved as a marine national park is Point Addis Marine National Park.
The marine park is very special to Seine because we took a lead role in trying to get its establishment. We wrote submissions a long time ago in the lead up to the marine national parks, and eventually on November 16, 2002, the state government legislated for marine national parks, the Point Addis Marine National Park specifically. It's about a community group telling people, well, this is a very important place, and then the science also coming in behind that and saying, yeah, you know, there are a lot of very special things about this place, and it would be a really good thing to create a marine national park.
Most people in Victoria are probably not aware that about 85 to 90% of the species that we have in southern Australia don't occur anywhere else in the world. So we've got some really unique and diverse marine life in Victoria. Point Addis protects representative examples of some of that marine life in the central Victorian bioregion. So the diversity and the colours are comparable with much higher profile marine protected areas like the Great Barrier Reef.
I've been coming to Bells Beach for as long as I can remember. There's photos of me on the beach at Bells from when I was before the age of 1. So Bells is a special place to me, and I've been coming here for as long as I can remember. It's home. It's an escape from work and the stresses of life. I can come out to Bells, I can go surf, I can see all my friends, and I surf. When I'm in the water here, I feel at home. Like, there's something about the cliffs and the landscape and the water that really keeps me centred and keeps me feeling good about myself and just a good outlook on life. Obviously Bells is a focal point of the Marine National Park, but I grew up surfing and learnt to surf at Point Addis, and the house I live in actually backs onto the Ironbark Basin, which backs onto the Point Addis Marine National Park and Point Addis Bay. So I like going down there and teaching my friends to surf down at Point Addis. It's such a beautiful area, and I really enjoy those parts as well.
There's a fair amount of research that goes on in these marine protected areas. Today's trip is about finding some sites that we think have good diveable merit, so, you know, profile, relief, big rocky walls, good places to get some spectacular footage. So we've got our divers down at the moment. Their job is to take good still and good video imagery. One of the hard parts about being a marine protected area manager is it's very hard to inspire people about a marine protected area. When you look out from the shore, you're looking at the ocean surface. You can't get an understanding of what's actually down there. And as we know, because we're seeing the fish abundance that we see today, our divers will take some imagery, and it's about bringing a message back home to people who can't get out here and dive.
Also, as part of the science program, we've had subtidal and tidal reef monitoring programs running here since about 2003, 2004. So we've got starting to build up a nice time series of data there that, again, helps us manage the park. The work that we're doing at the moment as part of the Bioscan in partnership with the museum is basically an inventory. It's using some of the mapping information to target areas to dive and basically collect a list of species in those particular areas. The mapping work was fairly broad scale, gives us an understanding of what sort of substrates and biota are there, but these targeted inventory surveys are very useful and certainly help complement the subtidal and tidal reef monitoring programs.
Marine protected areas are a receiver of things out of catchments. So Point Addis has a multitude of catchments that discharge into it. River health, estuary health, they all impact on marine protected areas.
Climate change is also a much broader threat to the marine environment. Parts of Victoria, particularly in East Gippsland, are considered hotspots for sea surface temperature increases, ocean acidification, various other stresses like sea level rise and so on. So certainly Point Addis is vulnerable to those sorts of climate change stresses as well.
Seine started in 1988, and from the very start our motto has been don't destroy what you came to enjoy. So we've always said that this whole area through here, Bells Beach and heading further south and all our coastline really, is so special, and it's a place of spiritual nourishment, if you like, and it's a place where surfers recreate, and it has a very special connection to all of us. Unfortunately, there's a number of threats to our marine areas that we need to actually confront sooner rather than later. The first most obvious one for me is this thing about climate change and how it causes sea level rise, but more importantly ocean acidification. The second thing is plastics in the ocean and marine debris. It's well documented now that there are huge areas of plastic out in the ocean, and when that plastic breaks down, it doesn't disappear. It actually goes down into smaller pieces, and when organisms eat that plastic, it causes lots and lots of problems to those things, usually death. Other things include invasive species and diseases, and it's of particular concern that things like Japanese kelp or Undaria has colonised a part of the Victorian coast now, and it has the potential to colonise much larger areas. And once again, that's where community can play an important part as a group that can blow the whistle on those weeds, if you like. I think community groups can play a significant role in informing the general public about the values of marine national parks, because they aren't. There's no extraction from the area, and because most people generally don't know very much about what's under the surface of the ocean, groups like Seine can actually play a great role in providing that information in interesting ways.
My message for surfers who come and visit the Bells area and the Point Addis Marine National Park is to take a step back, look around and really appreciate what's there, and really make sure that they have no impact on the reserve. So take what you bring, especially rubbish, and really sit back and enjoy what is the Point Addis Marine National Park, and try and find out why it is special, because there's thousands of people who it's a special place for them. Sit back, have a look and work out why it is.